Joined by Hofstra head coach John Russo following a 9-5 victory over LIU in the Pride's home opener. Coach, thoughts on today's game?
I think everything starts with Kyle Skidmore. Comes in, gives us 5 innings. I don't know if he's done that in his career here. 7 strikeouts. Really stabilized us there after a little bit of a rough start in the first inning, and then really feel like the team and the offense and everybody just got behind him, and couldn't have been more impressed with his outing. Happy with Seamus there, gets us a clean inning, and then Brad gets us out of there at the 8th, and Jimmy to shut it down. And thought we played good defense overall. We've been doing that. I know we put up some runs today offensively, but I feel like we still had a chance to do a little bit more damage than what we did.
Coach, you mentioned how Kyle Skidmore came into the second. He was a lefty, and there were 7 left-handers in the lineup. With Skidmore being a lefty, did that factor into your decision at all to try to neutralize the lefty bats?
It did. Like right off the bat, seeing 7 lefties is a little bit much. And so, I wasn't sure if, hey, it's second inning, we go to Kyle, maybe they'll turn the lineup and, knock out some guys. But they stayed with it the whole time. And, Kyle's really effective on left-handers. And, he's been good all year on lefties, so we really like that matchup. And I know Lucas didn't have the best outings, but he's been really good for us too on lefties most of the year. And I don't know, I like the lineup for sure when we saw it.
You talk a little bit about Kevin Brugman you had in the 8-hole today.
Kevin's gotten hot lately. He had a really good game down in New Mexico, or I guess over in New Mexico, and then got into another ball there to center field. He's showing some power with the 2 doubles, and that's something he hadn't shown previously. And really like him behind the plate. He's really stabilized us. He can handle the running game really well. And it's always tough to catch a midweek when you're catching a bunch of different pitchers and stuff. And thought he did a nice job as a freshman.
You mentioned how earlier in the game, or before the game actually, you mentioned how you wanted Bosher to go 4 or 5, possibly 6 innings. Didn't have a clean first inning, but didn't really go out of hand. He was able to limit the damage. So what made you go to a different pitcher as opposed to Bosser trying to grind it out?
Steven, a little bit with the lineup, 7 lefties. Didn't love that matchup for him. Started out early with the 2 quick singles. Barely got off the hook there with the 3-hole. Gave up the double with 2 outs. I just, Steven's fine. I think he'll be good. I like the matchup with Skid a little bit more.
Ryan Marash, another good day at the plate. 3 RBIs on the day. He's been driving in runs the last couple of games with the big game at New Mexico the other day. What are you seeing from him?
He's really maturing as a hitter. Besides the double, I really like the walk. He came up with people in scoring position, and I thought he stayed really patient and took some pitches. And, I think earlier in his career, those are pitches that maybe he's swinging at and getting himself out. And really like the confidence that he's playing with. I really like him backing up Rob. He's swinging the bat really well. I thought Flaherty swung the bat really well this weekend. And, they just extend the lineup really down. And I talked about it earlier. We had Costello, Sika. We're swinging the bat pretty good through the order and stuff. I really like us, but just we didn't do is what we've usually stayed to today. I didn't love it.
Coach, you mentioned that Brugman had a great day today. The other big name in the lineup that did really well was Brian Goulart. Can you talk a bit about him?
I love Goulart. I think he really likes hitting in that 2-hole. I know Austin struggled in front of him, but usually you get Austin on. He's been, arguably our best offensive player with him and D'Onofrio. And, Brian even has more of a chance to do stuff with Austin on base in front of him. And thought he had 2 hits batsmen. He had the single there. He gets the homer late. And he's playing outfield where he's normally a first baseman, but then he makes a great play to start the second inning. And, Brian's just a good team guy, a good guy overall. He's a perfect fit for our club. Can't be happier to have Brian on the team.
Coach, you mentioned the great play that Goulart made. Tyler White also had a nice outfield play, and then Weishire played good first base. How happy does it make you to see the team play such good defense?
Those all come hidden. Like we've been having trouble late in games. There isn't any secret to that. And, but you make those 3 plays, that's a whole inning worth of outs that probably shouldn't have happened. You get Rob's play at first base, Goulart's a start, and, right when that ball was hit down the right field line, I thought it was trouble. And, you know, Mr. Utility Knife out in right field. We can put Tyler White basically anywhere, and he's really good and prepared. You know, I think he was playing that guy to pull, was able to get over there, and you're never going to really sneak too much past Tyler White.
After 13 road games to start the season, how good was it to be home, even if it's just for one game before another stretch away from here?
You know, it was, the guys were super relaxed. The thing that threw me off was the walkout songs. You know, it took them a long time to get in the box, where I'm used to, we're being on the third base side, they're in there pretty quick and stuff. It was neat to see them walk across the field. The pitchers looked a little bit more relaxed. The defense, you know, they looked overall more relaxed as a team. Really good energy in the dugout, I thought, the whole game. Really happy, you know, we've been on the road so much and have to stay together as a team, but it was nice to have people cheering for us and to hear a couple applauses.
Coach, was it difficult to bounce back after the New Mexico trip?
You know, I thought it would be, but, you know, we recovered really well. Think about it. We had a walk-off in the first game of a doubleheader, and we could have folded pretty easy, and then you answer with 7 in the 9th, and, you know, we were inches away from extending that game into extra innings, and I thought the guys were still in good spirits even that night at the airport, and we've practiced a lot better. And, you know, I thought we were really good on Monday and Tuesday in preparation for this game. And, you know, I didn't see any lingering effects. I mean, think about it. We've had 6 one-run losses, 2 two-run losses. We're inches away from changing this whole season, which I still think we can, you know, with this weekend and getting ready for Elon. But I know this. I think we're just getting super prepared for Elon.
Yeah, I got. All right. Compared to last year, kind of struggling going into CAA play this year, kind of off to a slow start, but a big win here today. How does the feeling compare from this year to last year on, I guess, the final week going into conference play?
You know, the thing that I think is different is just experience. You know, last year's team just didn't have it. And we return a lot on the mound. We return a lot in position players. More importantly, we're playing a lot. We play every weekend. We didn't have to take a weekend off. We didn't miss a weekend because of weather. You know, we've just continually kept playing. And, you know, that was one of the things when we opened up with Charleston last year. I just didn't feel like we were super prepared. And that's why we did the schedule that we did this year with traveling back-to-back to the West Coast, traveling twice now to Florida. We just wanted to be prepared. And I think as a coach, that's the most thing we do. And I think the guys, you know, just their experience is paying off. Last year we were really light hitting, you know, early in the season. I think, you know, in the 190s, 200s, and even finished at 220. You know, now today we're hitting 300 against really good arms and can really swing the bat. And I like our starters. Jet, Rue, Jimmy have been really good on the mound. And I think, you know, we just need to settle down and find a reliever or two that we know we can go to. We'll probably get Andrew Monday back this coming weekend, which will really help. And then, you know, I think we'll be tough to play for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.